happy Vlogmas day 12. I did a Tone It Up workout this morning and had my beauty dust, and now I'm trying to scoot over very early to the post office to mail some gifts. And then later today I have to go to the grocery store, as I mentioned in yesterday's video. I'm going to try and go to Kroger and Costco. Hopefully I have time with all I have to do for work today. It's rainy weather today here in Houston, so hopefully this blows over and we get some sunshine soon. At least it's not frigid cold, although by Texan standards it's sub-zero right now. So the other thing I'm hoping is that it's not crowded at the post office. It tends to be crowded this hour because everybody's trying to get in and get their stuff taken care of before they have to go to work, so we shall see. But because of the rain, my Coolie Bar sun protective hat is dueling as kind of a sunbrella, if you will. And yes, you still need to be wearing sunscreen when it's cloudy and rainy out. Well guys, I gotta say, my P.O. box and the postal workers here, they are on the ball. I mean, they get an A quadruple plus in my book. Such efficient, conscientious, diligent workers in there. It is impressive. Far and away one of the best I have ever encountered. I don't know if this is a Houston thing. They just have exemplary postal workers. Maybe they treat their postal workers a little better than other places I've lived, but I have zero complaints. But yeah, it's still a pretty gloomy day. But as I was saying, you do still need to wear sunscreen when it's rainy and cloudy and snowy, and even the darker days, because A, it's a habit that you need to get into, and if you remove the behavior, remove the habit, then it just becomes disjointed and not helpful. And likewise, when it's daylight out, there's still UVA touching you. UVA is the wavelength that doesn't burn your skin, okay? It's the wavelength, though, that penetrates deeply, ages, and contributes to skin cancer. So you definitely need to wear your sun protection and reapply it regardless. But in the post office, they had these adorable little letters to Santa kit thing that you could get for your kids. It was Peanuts themed, Charlie Brown. It was really adorable. I always get a kick out of the letters to Santa thing. I'm basically, like I said last night, I'm basically a child at heart. I really like simple things. I had very happy Christmas memories from childhood. My parents didn't go overboard with gifts or anything. It wasn't about that in my family. I mean, I was lucky and got toys and had very, very nice Christmases, but it was not over the top, and that wasn't the focus. And so this is by far, I think when you have a happy childhood memory of something, you really cherish it. But there's that saying, it's never too late to have a happy childhood, so there's no reason to let adulthood muddy the waters. Sometimes adulthood can really weigh down on the fun of life. You kind of have to focus on the simple things. Otherwise, it can be a bit of a drag. But anyways, I will check in with you guys a little bit later. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. My mom gave me these little festive holiday notepads. She gets these, I don't know, at like Michael's maybe in the dollar bin. They're really handy. They have a magnet on the back so you can put them on the fridge. But anyways, I made out a grocery list, and what I did is I put down the things that I wanted to get at Kroger versus the things that I wanted to get at Costco, and then I underlined in blue those things that are on Ibotta. That way I know going in there what things I can get rebates on, and I don't have to deal with like trying to remember it, and that way I can maximize the most Ibotta rebates. So yeah, many of you guys have really been enjoying Ibotta, it sounds like, and you've been getting some fantastic deals. Some of you are on my team, and I'm like, wow, you're like completely winning in the rebate game. So keep up the savings. But they it's always handy. My approach is to check it before I go to the store. That way I don't miss anything, and I get the most bang out of the Ibotta. And I usually end up getting anywhere from at least 25 cents to $3.50, and it really adds up, you guys. After a while, it really starts to accumulate, because that may sound like small potatoes, but every time you do it, you get like points to different challenges as well, and you can get extra bucks for completing challenges throughout the week. So simply by uploading receipts, you get like the weekly challenge, and you'll get an extra $1 sometimes. You will be surprised at how quickly that little chump change adds up. It really adds up. Not only does that add up, but online shopping wise, Ebates, the Ebates rebates, I have a check here from that I got from Ebates in the mail for $75 just from rebates of stuff that I've purchased online via, through Vitacost, through JCPenney, My Tree, all of those things. 75 bucks. That's 75 bucks for doing nothing but shopping online as I ordinarily would. So if you do not have Ebates, check down below. I have a link. You guys should sign up. You'll get like, I think, an extra couple of bucks just by signing up through my link. And it is a really awesome way to counteract the excessive spending of the holidays and to kind of cushion it a little bit. So yeah, I totally recommend it. But anyways, wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna head into Costco. Who's missing this Costco staple? My fresh and tender young leaves spinach that I get there. This is 10 servings, I think. And I go through this in about 5 or 6 days, and it stays fresh. I buy it all year round. No, it's not organic, but I still love it, and some of the best spinach. So I've got that. Then I also got, I really love their Monterey deliciously organic whole mushrooms. I've really been enjoying chopping these up and cooking them with just beans and vegetables in a soup. They give the soup a nice meaty texture. I like to slice them up and put them on spinach salads with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Then, as I said yesterday, I'm out of organic cauliflower rice, so I went ahead and got another bag of that. I love putting this into oatmeal in the morning just to give it extra volume, because you can never get enough veg. Then can't pass up the value on the bananas at Costco. You get this big bag of bananas for like $1. I just chop these up into thirds and freeze them once they get to the ripeness that I like. What with me going to be baking quite a bit in the next few days, I may end up using an overripe banana in a few recipes. I'm not entirely sure, so perfect timing there. And then I also I love these organic red beets by Geffen. And these are actually a really good value at my Costco. You get these 3 packages of them, and each package contains 4 servings. I just think these are really wonderful, and honestly, I just eat one of these beets on a fork like an animal. It's really good in the spinach salad, like I said, with a little bit of apple cider vinegar on it to kind of cut the sort of earthy taste, and some nutritional yeast sprinkled on top. It's really good. And then I also am running low on my apple cider vinegar, and I enjoy getting the Vermont Artisan Cannery Village organic apple cider vinegar with the mother from Costco. It's a pretty good value, organic, and like I said, it's got the floating crud down there that's supposed to be doing something for us. But most people talk about taking shots of this. I've never bothered with that. I just put like a tablespoon on some salad greens and spritz some additional seasoning on and consume it with my produce like a dressing. I don't bother doing the shots thing. So that's how I like having it. And then I have been enjoying the Kirkland Signature Organic Unsweetened Almond Non-Dairy Beverage Vanilla. This is the only almond milk that I can find that has vitamin B12 added to it, which I really appreciate. It also has vitamin D and a little bit of calcium, so there's that. It's not as, desirable, I suppose, as making my own, but haven't really been able to make my own lately. Been kind of busy, so I wish I could get back into the swing of that, because it's a pretty cost-saving way to do it, to make your own almond milk, and it's very easy. Just is a habit you have to do. but this Kirkland one is a pretty good value. I recommend it if you're new into dairy, into non-dairy milks, or you're trying to get out of the dairy conundrum. This is a good one. I don't know how well it goes into coffee, but that's everything I got at Costco. I'm gonna put this away and I'll show you what I got at Crohair. All right, so I got everything put away from Costco, and I went ahead and set up my produce spa, wherein I kind of clean all of the produce that needs cleaning. I'll show you what I do. I basically use this Heinz distilled white vinegar. I just pour about 1/4 cup of it into this Kirkland large mixing bowl that I've had for a long time, along with water. And here I've just got some apples soaking that I picked up at Kroger. I rinse these off before I put them in the water, and then I put them in there and just kind of let them soak for anywhere from 4 or 5 minutes to whenever I get to taking them out. Then I rinse them, let them dry on a towel, and then put them in my refrigerator. These apples, guys, I got this week at Kroger and have been getting at Kroger display, but hidden off to the side they have this day-old fruit, which is, as far as I can tell, essentially the same thing, only, I don't know, mature by a day. It stays really fresh, and it's only 99 cents. So that is a striking price difference. I've been buying my apples that way and loving it. I recommend it. I also got some grapefruits the other week. Really good value for the unloved fruit. If you don't mind a few little bruises here and there, but the fruit is fresh and tastes fine to me. So I've been enjoying that. I also picked up some broccoli tops, some broccoli crowns that I also first rinsed off, and then I put in a solution of white vinegar and water like I just mentioned, and now I just have draining here in a colander. And FYI, I changed out the broccoli vinegar water in between and put in fresh, but just to kind of give these guys a new bath, if you will. All right, moving right along. Produce-wise at Kroger, I also picked up a whole head of cabbage. I really enjoy cabbage, and it's only 38 cents a pound. I also got their the 2-pound bag of whole carrots. I really love these. I got 2 garlic bulbs, 3 sweet potatoes, 2 yellow onions. They had pears on sale this week, 99 cents a pound, so I got 3 of these pears. I enjoy those. They kind of need to come to ripeness. And then I also got, you guys could probably tell I'm really a fan of legumes. I would say probably one of the most striking differences in my diet since going vegan, transitioning over to a vegan diet sometime around, I don't know, February, March of 2017. FYI, if you're wondering about when and why I became vegan, I just like the taste. But, and it was sometime around then. But the biggest change that I have made is gravitating away from eggs and egg whites. I used to eat a lot of omelets, basically, towards legumes. And I would say that's the biggest difference in my diet, is more legumes and no eggs and no yogurt. I was eating a lot of Greek yogurt and a lot of eggs before making the vegan switch, and I've replaced that essentially with legumes. So my grocery bill has declined substantially, and I am really a fan of them. But anyways, I got these Great Northern beans at Kroger. Were on sale this week for $1. So yeah, that's pretty cheap, coming in, probably something around 10 cents or so a serving here. So that is pretty inexpensive. I talk about the price on these things and how I get them for inexpensive, so as to dispel the myth that being vegan is somehow expensive and cost prohibitive, because it's really not. Moving right along in that realm, I also got a biggie container of old-fashioned whole grain oats. These are just plain oats. This was like $2 for all of this, and it's 30 servings. I eat a serving every day, So plus I use this, I put this in my Ninja Bullet. I'll put a few cups in my Ninja Bullet and blend it into a flour and use it in baking. So these are really, really versatile, sustaining, and honestly, I don't find that they take much longer to cook in comparison to the more convenient quick cook oats or the instant oats. And then you all know I love Mrs. Dash. I'm currently rocking the chicken Mrs. Dash, which is one of my favorites. It's vegan, by the way, but I picked up the lemon pepper Mrs. Dash. I really love this stuff. It just tastes fantastic. I put it on, this stuff tastes, you know what this tastes really good on is just like cauliflower. It really kind of gives it a zest, so I recommend that. Then from the bulk bins this week, I got this entire mason jar worth of organic Thompson Valley raisins. I think I paid maybe $1 or something for these. And then here in Texas, we have really, really phenomenal pecans, and I guess they're in season now. I don't want to misspeak, but they seem to be aplenty right now, and they are so wonderful. I've got some ideas for these for baking. Likewise, from the bulk bin, I have these unsalted raw organic almonds. Then in the baking realm, I got some pure vanilla extract for the recipe that I'm going to be making. This is the Spice Islands. I had a coupon for this. I also got some almond extract that I'm going to need in the recipe, and I really like these Adams extracts. They're very good. I noticed I had never seen them until I moved to Texas. They're from Gonzales, Texas, I guess, so maybe it's kind of a local state specific thing, but they're really good. I've tried the chocolate one, the rum one is really good, and also the peppermint one is excellent. I did not buy this week. I took it from my mom, basically, but this is a Kroger brand private selection Turbinado cane sugar. This is what I'm going to be using in the cookie recipe tomorrow. I thought I would show it so you guys weren't like, when did she get that? I got it this weekend at my mom's house, but she got it at Kroger, and she doesn't really use much sugar other than occasionally baking, so we just decided to share the wealth. Okay. And then this was an Ibotta deal. Bigelow teas are on Ibotta right now. You can get a rebate on them. And I have really enjoyed the peach Bigelow tea. It's really wonderful. So I wanted to try the orange and spice one. And so I got that. Then as far as baking, I'm going to be using this Earth Balance original buttery spread, vegan buttery spread in the cookie recipe I'm going to make tomorrow. So I have no idea how that will come out. I've never used this in baking before. I've only used like coconut oils and stuff, but hopefully it works out okay. And then this has likewise been on Ibotta. I absolutely love Pace Picante salsa. This is the Salsa Verde medium. Growing up, however, in our grocery stores in the small town that I lived in, and just in the time that I was growing up, it was just not commonplace to have, people just didn't, they just weren't salsa. Salsa was not a prolific thing, okay? And so Pace was all that was available, basically. And I developed a taste for it very, very early on. We had it at home all of the time. I really love it. There's something distinct about the taste of Pace Picante salsa that it's just the way it tastes. It doesn't taste like any other salsa, and no other salsa tastes like it. If you're really a salsa aficionado, it's not going to be your thing. But if you have the taste for it, Pace, I don't know, it just rings home. And I have to say, in my opinion, the salsa verde tastes no different than the red ones. Now, traditional salsa verdes do taste different than other salsas for sure, but Pace's does not really have a distinct flavor. Likewise, there is no spice difference, in my adult opinion, with an adult palate, between mild and medium. Now, as a 4-year-old, I distinctly remember being given the medium and it being too spicy. I don't know if they have changed their formula since childhood, or I assume my palate just became accustomed to spiciness. And to me, now I can't taste any difference between mild and medium. So you would not, it doesn't behoove you, unless you're feeding a 4-year-old this stuff, to seek out mild versus medium. As far as I'm concerned, they're identical. But comment below on your Pace experiences. They've also got like a pineapple mango one and all of these jazzier, new, like sophisticated ones. But This is about as far branching out as I care to get in the paste realm of things, because when I go for paste, I want the traditional paste taste. And incidentally, this also comes from Texas. So in the realm of kind of convenience things, this is something I have my mother to blame for. She has these at her house, and we were consuming them while I was staying with her, and I sort of like the way they taste. I like to have this, you know, in the afternoon when the caffeine cutoff has been reached, and you know you're entering danger territory if you drink a cup of coffee. This stuff is pretty good, honestly. And then at Kroger, I also got this extra large rectangle container to container thing, basically to store the cookies in and transport them to the cookie thing. So I was running pretty low on some of my staples. So anyways, I'm gonna put this stuff away and get you guys on the, get you guys a nap, because you're blinking at me like you need a nap. So I'll check in with you later. Well, hey guys, I went to the gym while you all were napping on the charger, and just got out of the shower. My video in Ulta last week in Vlogmas generated some questions about the ingredient Urea, which I mentioned was present in, I think, the First Aid Beauty moisturizer. Urea is and also the Derma Doctor stuff. So Urea is an ingredient that is both an emollient, meaning something that can soften skin cells, the edges of the skin cells, to kind of help flatten them a little bit, and kind of make the skin appear more supple. It also is an ingredient that is a keratolytic, meaning it can dissolve some of the scaly stuff, okay? Now, it's present in many moisturizers, and it is a good ingredient, period, okay? The thing that is important for you to understand, however, is that it's present in facial moisturizers at a pretty low concentration, such that it is functioning primarily as an emollient, okay, just to kind of soften the skin and give it some luster, potentially mildly keratolytic in that, you know, it could dissolve some of the kind of plugged up pores things. Urea, though, at much higher concentrations, being that it's a keratolytic, can really dissolve stuff. And so it's present at higher percentage strengths in a lot of over-the-counter callus creams, like this one that I am a huge fan of, that I just pick up at my drugstore at Walgreens for like a couple of bucks. I use this all winter on my heels. I alternate this, honestly, with the Carousel foot ointment, another foot ointment I've talked about on here before. And if you're like puzzled by that, I have a foot care routine video where I think I talk about this one and that, I can't remember, but I definitely talk about Carousel. Anyways, this is 20% Urea, okay? So this is designed to dissolve the callus on the bottoms of your feet. Do not put this on your face, okay? That's why I'm telling you this. If you put this on your face, it's, you know, the skin on your face is much, the top layer of the skin on your face, much thinner than the skin on the bottoms of your feet. This can be problematic in those areas. Likewise, at high percentage strengths like this, it, you know, as it's acting as a keratolytic and dissolving that crust, it increases the likelihood that sun can come in and damage the skin. So if you're using a moisturizer at nighttime or daytime that contains Urea in it, definitely be aware that you need to be very cognizant, as always you should be, of your sun protection. But, you know, if you put something this strong on your face, ooh, you'd get a bad irritant dermatitis and really be a setup for something called post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is dark spots related to inflammation in the skin worsened by sun exposure, which this would enhance your risk of. So, bottom line, it's a great ingredient in moisturizers, but don't go thinking that it's black or white and that you see, oh, 20% Urea, why don't I put that on my face? No, bad idea, okay? So, for example, this is a moisturizer for the face that one of you all sent me from the UK that I am rather fond of. This is very affordable in your drugstores. It is fragrance-free, hypoallergenic. I approve. It says dermatologically approved. It's actually labeled as vegan and cruelty-free, even Leaping Bunny approved. This product contains Urea in it, and I imagine that is why it is softening. I like this quite a bit. Also, a product that I mentioned in my moisturizer kind of facial moisturizer review that is shea butter based, a lot thicker, although I don't have much experience using it because I think it's too expensive, but is this First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer sample that you guys sent me. This one also contains urea in it as well, so likewise softening and an emollient. This product, FYI, does not have fragrance in it, okay? I happened to take a more careful look at the one that comes in the tub that's really expensive. The last ingredient is eucalyptus, okay? Eucalyptus is, you know, an essential oil. Essential oils are fragrance, okay? So you can't always believe what they say on the marketing, okay? Eucalyptus is actually fragrance, okay? And it can be problematic. It's the very last ingredient. I don't know if that reflects anything to do with how abundant it is in there, but do know if you are, you know, sensitive at all, putting that on, you know, on the skin can potentially be problematic. And if you already have a fragrance allergy, I would avoid that one. I apologize, I did not realize that. Some kind viewer kind of asked about it, and so it is not, in fact, technically fragrance-free, even though it's advertised as fragrance-free, and even though it's advertised as hypoallergenic, it is not. So hopefully that clears up any confusion potentially related to that. But anyways, regardless, I think the First Aid line, you know, it seems pretty benign, and there are far more expensive things in Sephora and Ulta that you could be blowing your money on. I don't think it's necessarily bad. A lot of you all like it. But do be conscientious of what they're telling you versus what is actually in the product. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the grocery haul today. I look forward to sharing a recipe video with you guys tomorrow, and like cooking video. So you all seem to enjoy those. I really like making them. So I appreciate those of you who like watching them. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk